Today we take a look at some off-meta items in Hypixel Skyblock that actually have some pretty broken stats. Yes, I am riding a horse. The reason these items aren't full-on meta is because they all have some drawbacks. Regardless, they're kind of fun to use, and it's interesting to see what could have been. First of all, we have the skeleton horse pet. So what does it actually do? Well, it gives you a bit of speed and it gives you a bit of intelligence. You can ride the horse. While riding the horse, you gain plus 40% bow damage, which is actually cracked. Now, the key part of that stat is that we have to be, well, riding the horse to actually gain any of its buffs. What is it doing? And obviously that's a drawback. And as well, the horse itself doesn't really give any base damage in stats, which is not ideal. Well, let's put this crazy run around in circle horse to the test. Now, we've got our Terminator, and we've got some dominance equipment. We've got our dominance terror, so we're in good hands. Without riding the horse, we deal around about 290k damage. Oh, but when we ride the horse, if we can even ever get on it, we deal 390k, which is actually quite good. That was 400k. Now, of course, we have to be on the horse, and that's kind of why this pet's not really used much. Another thing is you can't actually mount the horse in dungeons. So yeah, that's also a drawback. Something else to note is that a level 1 skeleton horse will cost you around about 2 million coins, whereas a level 100 is over 60 million. And of course, that's because not many people are leveling this pet. And it's basically just for pet score. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a skeleton pet. Just a regular skeleton pet at level 100, and I guess we can compare the damage. Now the skeleton pet is going to increase our arrow damage by 20%, which is tripled while in dungeons. Bear in mind this pet was only 20 mil. Anyway, our damage outside of dungeons is 310k, which is 80k less than that with our skeleton horse. However, on this skeleton horse, we've got a saddle on there, which means our speed is increased by 50% and our jump boost is also increased by 100%. Meaning that if we just run around, we're really fast, and if we jump, that was a really, really bad jump, not gonna lie. Maybe we can get a better jump. We jump pretty high, meaning that we can do really cool and stupid things like poke our head through wood, which is amazing, straight into TNT. Also, you can just teleport using aspects of the inner aspects of the void quicker than riding your horse. However, this looks a lot more majestic than just teleporting around with a spade. Anyway, thank you skeleton horse for your service. Yeah, let's move on. But before we do, if you are planning on purchasing anything from the Hypixel store, make sure to use code NITROS. It gets yourself 5% off. You should also subscribe to the channel. If you watch the videos and you haven't subscribed, please make sure to do so. You should join the Discord server. It's linked in the description of this video. We offer slayers and dungeon carries, so if you need carries or want to carry and make some coins, make sure to join. Do you remember back in the day, before the Crimson Isles was even a thing? Before the silly magma boss evolved into this great giant? We want old magma boss. Anyway, well, the old magma boss used to drop ember fragments, and these ember fragments could be crafted into Ember Armor. The main part of the full set bonus is the bottom stat, the bottom bit of the stat, where this full set will also prevent you from taking lava and fire damage. This armor is now very, very useful in Kudra because sometimes it can be difficult to get crates, and bouncing the lava is kind of imperative. You need to do it. You don't need to, but really to get fast runs you do. And if you aren't immune to the lava, you're inevitably going to die really quick. Ember armor pieces are now quite expensive. Well, that's because they're no longer obtainable. The new magma boss doesn't drop the same fragments that you need to craft this piece of armor, meaning that, of course, this price is just going to go up and up. But in its place, we have rekindled Ember Armor, and its tiered bonus is actually quite good. Increase all of your outgoing burning damage by 200%. For each second while you're on fire, additionally increase all burning damage by 1.2% up to 50%. When wearing 2 or more armor pieces of this set, melee attacks from ignited mobs will set you on fire. But to craft this armor, you'll need rekindled ember fragments, which of course aren't the same fragments that you need to craft the initial ember armor. These ember fragments have a chance to be obtained when helping defeat the new magma boss, which can be found inside the magma chamber of the Crimson Isles. But here's the thing. Well, luckily I do actually just about have enough fragments to craft the whole set, which is really nice. But you've got to think, this tiered bonus, realistically, when are you ever going to be able to use it? Well, this armor only increases outgoing burning damage, and the armor set gets better when you're on fire. Okay, do we have to run around with a flint and steel? Okay, so I don't know, we're just going to deal a bit of damage to this cow here. We deal... Oh, it was a 2-hit. We dealt about 500k each time. Okay, now let's just set ourselves alight by jumping in said lava. Okay, we're most definitely burning now. It's gotta be. Let's find an actual regular cow. Here we go. Oh, we still... Okay, I clearly don't understand this set. You see, my main issue is... What is burning damage? I assume burning damage is just simply the damage that you do while you're burning. Although I definitely don't see a 600% increase. In fact, I don't see an increase at all. I could be wrong. Something else that's interesting is the legendary Magma Cube pet at level 100 actually buffs the stats of the rekindled Ember Armor by 50%, which seems pretty good. But regardless of any of that, the actual stats on this armor are surprisingly good, and especially if you factor in an extra 50% on top of everything if you have the pet equipped, and the fact that you can have attributes on here, it just straight up is a good armor set. Although the actual tiered bonus, I don't know about that one. So I didn't really understand what this burning damage was. Well, obviously I was actually right in thinking what it was, but supposedly is actually if you want to quit your wardrobe slot and then put it on regularly, it works, which will be really weird if it does. Alright, I've just tested it and I literally don't... There's no difference in damage at all. I'm on fire. I don't know. Maybe this doesn't work properly? I'm just going to move on. Now here we actually have a very, very interesting armor set. The Tarantula Armor set is full of tricks up its sleeve. From the boots allowing you to double jump in midair, the chest plate making you immune to healing reduction, the helmet giving you better crit damage stats based off your strength, the full set meaning that every 4th strike you deal double damage and apply venom reducing healing by 40% for 4 seconds, and also killing spiders to accumulate defense against them. That one isn't that great realistically because there aren't really any spiders in the game that really pose an actual problem. But the double jump is pretty damn cool, I can't lie. Like, is this not fun? I'd say it's fun. This is more fun than using aspects of the void. It's not quicker though. But something that is pretty cool is the every 4th strike dealing double damage. So we didn't really get to it. It's kind of hard to see because I'm kind of doing a little bit too much damage. But we hit our first hit for 440 odd, and then the other hits are 180, and then our final hit, well, that in theory should have been like 350. But if we try it again, kind of hard to demonstrate given the mob selection, the actual stat working. But if we get a little bit lucky, oh my god. Well, that hit did do over 300k damage, and that's what I'm kind of talking about. But here's the thing with this armor set, is that its boots have its uses sometimes, you know. The main reason people are going to use Tarantula boots is for the double jump. And for a large period of time, the Tarantula helmet was considered, well, the best helmet to use, especially in dungeons, instead of a Necron's helmet. And even though the armor set has some good stats, there just simply is not really any need for the full set. The spiders in the Spider's Den aren't a challenge, and to be honest, the spiders in the Crimson Isles aren't really a challenge either. I mean, eventually, when there's a tier 5 Tarantula Slayer introduced, it may be of some use. Not as it is at the moment, it needs to be upgraded, and maybe there's a set that you can upgrade it into. But just because the armor set has some relatively cool stats, and they actually could be useful in certain situations, the full set as a whole just isn't that great. But I do really like the fact that you can double jump. I mean, I'm a big fan. Definitely meta. On that note, that is just about going to wrap up today's video. And for some of these armor sets or items, especially for the rekindled Ember, it is a shame that the actual tiered bonuses don't work as intended, because the actual armor set, and you know, pair that with a magma pet, the actual base stats are really good. Anyway, if you did enjoy today's video, make sure you do leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.